We're back.
All right, back on ABC24 this week talking about those referendums, and it was just not even a contest in any of them. We'll show you the three that were related to city government first. The first one was, should there be a runoff in the mayoral election if one candidate fails to get 50%? 80% of Memphis voters like that idea. Should city council be able to pay for or vote in its own pay raises? That was a little less, at 70%, but still overwhelming. And the residency requirement was the most of all. They do think, yes, the mayor of Memphis should live in Memphis. Why that was even an issue this last time, I don't know, but 9 out of 10 Memphis voters say, yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Not bad idea.
So those are the three on the floor. I want each of you to maybe pick one and just what your reaction to is. Reverend?
I'd like to pick all three. If you go back and look at the history of this group, I said all three of them would pass overwhelmingly. My colleagues to the right disagreed with me.
True.
So let's talk about it. Guys, what do you think? I'm serving crow today.
No, of course, our mayor should live in Memphis, and so should our city council members.
But it was the pay raises you have objected to.
The pay raise is the one that really surprised me.
Me too.
But if you look back on it, the way it was written, it said, should the council increase, have a say, increase the salary of the mayor? We already do that. And that's all the people read. They didn't go on and say city council and the directors and the deputy directors. I mean, what the citizens of Memphis did, 70% of them turned the keys of the Treasury over to the city council.
I disagree with that one part, though. I saw 3 young African-American women reading that particular one line by line on the wall. And what people want to ultimately receive, Susan, I believe is this, the opportunity to receive proper pay for the hard work. And they want to see other people succeed and do well.
Oh, come on,
Memphis
you're dreaming.
pays too low for some work that we do. But I was right then, I'm right now. So, I mean, come on.
He was right.
Yeah, he's got a direct line to the Lord. No, I think those 3 women who actually read it went in and voted against it. But no, and plus the fact, what business does the city council have in setting the salaries of the directors and the deputy directors?
Now, the pushback I got on that was, well, Congress chooses its own salary,
well, I don't
and
care.
they run the Treasury.
I don't care about Congress, but I do care about Paul Young. I am really surprised he didn't have an organized effort to stop that. I really am surprised about that.
Well, does he need any more enemies on the city council?
Because his directors now have to be also answerable to the council. And that affects their loyalty to the mayor. It's going to be a problem. I wouldn't smirk so much if I were you. Who sets your salary?
Yeah, council.
Yeah.
I just think that they went in and they voted yes for everything.
Everything.
And they maybe the 3 people notwithstanding that you're talking about.
Yeah, I think there's too much variance in the numbers, and we are saying that we don't give people enough credit to really discern. I think there was some hard work, and some people really did discern and read this say, look.
Here's what this ordinance did not say. The ordinance did not say that a pay raise goes to the next council after the election. In the Congress, if you raise your pay, it's not for the sitting Congress, it's for the next Congress.
Right.
Has to be for the next election.
I think county commission is the same way.
But the way this ordinance is written, it's for the current council.
Yeah, it is. And again, I'm not here to criticize the voters. I would never do that. But I do think that they were going to vote yes for everything because they did want residency, they did want runoffs, they did want the gun referendums, and that one got passed, even though it was, 70% instead of the 80 or 90.
And everybody who works hard wants to get paid fairly for what they do.
What is a city councilman paid right now? Well, I should know.
$30,000.
$30,000. So
plus
if they go in,
Susan,
if they go in a couple of weeks here and give themselves a raise, if they double their salary, voters will again go to the polls and vote them out of office.
Do you know how many city employees who work full-time, who get up, are at work at 8 in the morning, go home at 5 o'clock, make $30,000 or less?
It's a lot.
And our city council members are part-time employees. And let me tell you something. They've got 19 people in the city council. Let me finish, Reverend.
Well, that's another problem.
Wait a second.
We got full-time employees who make less than $30,000. We need to pay better wages.
Well,
that's again a part of the problem. We want a better city. We want people to work hard, to love the space that they're in, and we want to pay them kibbles and bits. We've got to pay people what they work. We got to attract the best talent.
Look, I think our city council does good work, and I'm not going to take that away from them. But when I I covered the city council many, many years ago, we had 13 council members as we do today. They had 3 employees in the city council office at the time to help those 13 council members. We now have 19. Now, go figure. What do? These employees do the research, provide the papers, put it in front of our council members, and do they work full-time? Come on. No.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, okay.
I've seen a lot of them do. They work very hard, and it takes a lot of time for sure. Let's
And
talk about
70% of the people did say yes, right?
70% just say
And
yes. Yes.
so then when they
Keith
ran
was
for
right.
office, they knew what the salary was.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. We got to talk about guns.
Yeah.
Before we go with this segment, the 3 gun referendums. One would require a gun carry permit, 81% passage. Banning assault rifles, 80%. These were all very close. And then a red flag law, which would basically take away guns of anyone who was diagnosed to be mentally incompetent to have one.
Right.
Those all passed with flying colors too. Susan, I'll start with you on this one. What do you make of those passing?
I think that the community said, we want these gun laws. We don't like what the state has imposed upon us. We are against it. Unfortunately, 80% across the board on these gun laws voted for it, but it's ineffective.
This is what we talked about. It's non-binding.
It's
It's
non-binding.
basically an opinion poll is what happened.
And will it hurt us in some way in Nashville? Possibly. Our red legislators are thin-skinned, and they may say we're going to punish Memphis.
Richard
for it.
Smith with FedEx has said he is fearful that it will hurt us in
Yeah.
Nashville.
Well, and I hope it doesn't. I mean, I really hope that they're not that thin of a skin here. But if they do try to take sales tax money away, it's going to wind up in court because there's really no legal reason. Okay, you don't like a referendum. But should you punish to the point of taking away money that came from Memphis in the first place and went to Nashville, it'll wind up in court. I would really hope that they would rethink that.
I don't think they're going to take away sales tax, even though we
Well,
still
that's
don't
the
get as
threat.
much as we're supposed to.
That's the threat.
But we go up to, we have a $250 million ask for the zoo for
Yeah.
extra money. We might not get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Reverend
No
Wayne?
more pandas. So, first of all, I'm glad to see the community come together as strongly as they did. I think this was a local referendum that sends a signal to our city council that we like the way you're thinking and we're behind you.
Right.
And I hope it brings the mayor into tighter unity with his council to say, okay, if we are going to fight, we need to fight, even though we might lose. We understand that we could lose this. But I think it will also say to the community and the constituents who will vote again for some of these same city council people and for the mayor at some later point when he runs for a second term, that at least you were on our side, you heard our voice, and we're willing to fight for what makes our community better. You don't always win every fight, but you have to stay together and at least try. Regardless of what the threats are, I think if it's time to take it to court, then we have to take it to court.
I think we need to send him to Nashville.
Well, I'm over time, but honestly, the lawmakers in Nashville from Shelby County, Republicans said after seeing the returns, the results saying, I support what the voters support.
They have to. You have to look at what your constituency says and says, look, if this is what the people here want, we owe them at least a fight for this particular
The problem with that is
Yeah.
that those legislators you're talking about don't have enough clout
That's right.
in Nashville. You know, John Gillespie, Mark
Perfect.
White, they just don't have
They
enough.
can raise their voices. But
Well,
I
they
just want to say I
can,
was
but I don't
3-0
think
on
Cameron
this one too, right?
Sexton or Randy McNally are going to listen to that.
That's a perfect segue to our next segment. We're going